Right, a higher Pax 96.5. $21 after 1. Yes, you can akade yaji na hum kakra. Na so mo twede bia no ye. Yakafa news na ba ende we abre me wo interview kakra wo ho. Aneda yensa kan ye na kodwokonua otodo esua ono na ye oman in ozumadina. Aneda ye tun safar yin zi ye nkomo bebre na ye center on perception na speculations are nkofo wo ye no wadina was a fanu oninti aneda the mensam ni na me pede once for once no nsama nkofo ka fanana ho a I want to membisa na ibukra na he was surprised nana ya no onya abota yi ni na no nti ende so bi gino krom na ozida mon komana na wanka so yi na no de tede nana or kasa Pax FM waka ABCD ozeyi de mensam na no nti ende so be wo oye nana kro fiade nti mamon kombra quickly na me introduce na yensen komo
work by jacket show where never shudada boom chupada boom chupada boom
ye bezin komo nyamina dom yensa ka edina Nguadohen nana kojo eminsa the first of ya yin bezin komo wo Pax 96.5 but it's ye bezin komo na ya hwe any position says ya no Moses Kanini and I see be about Doda. The mouse in any position where it did not state, you know. You're busy in a known common. Na in Bruma. Ya share or ye in festival about Brunya, no ye Bakatu in a year's own common. Or you'll be enlightened and see you busy comma. Or call the mango no. Na you who can na you betum yaboa. Da ye yed na fo na yitum na yaboma edina bakati na dina brunya se participation wa kofuma da ma domni na wazo won biso na yin na yaje yafa oniti men se ember mema nana akwaba nana mo akwaba wajima bro
yeah bro Amandzeba
bibia yi
bibia da kondo
Sisi as a hinting or there, more damp.
Still, absolutely.
Na, or the years of commodity and you need the microphone now. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, the action at you.
Nana Bibia Bokoze.
Oh, Bibia Boko, Yamenadom, the Bibia Boko. Holidays, December, na yebefi. Na programs no doso. Yamena duma yetum ya ye ni nyina wa ya fine this is ya no ye wo fear ya rest kakra dem wa so me this rest
no mo akwaba
yeah
right adam me twogan osande mwanyin zede mantana papa na ma me ye silent or school page no dinto ama me Gaddafi kra no ma me hune there sadam oh nka mama my brother coverage but all the same no and the mensa kan we as imagine koma obama mpunto abadna na we position is strong one task no na we tum na we nyanta sakaka wo nzana na yakade ye Nguadohen na ye patcha da na bi no so aberu in specific na be play exam edina as a state
Amandzeba medase ozikan mechia weti funyina edina funyina na mama na official panso na nature no de Everybody no a mistake. Into gone 1 year being. Oh yeah, Nana Kweku Amissah.
Wow.
The first.
Nana Kweku Amissah.
Nana Kweku Amissah. The first.
No, oh yeah, then I'm going to Kweku.
I'm not.
All right. Sorry.
I'm the on cherry and Nana Kojokundi of today's year. Ozzy the menu Yamono or the chef. My friend Shaman could say, and you both drew and bearing a yebet what could be Nguadohen here what the position entails. Na Moko can win. But Edna state, your constitution. As says Yamponogana, your constitution, traditionally, Edna state, your constitution. Constitution it takes care of one and obey a president, i.e., on him, your man him, your legislature, your various players. I when you know boom, na wubumano, oma emanu CP, na orderliness, oba. In the constitution, trade your elective monarch, or your man him. Into a man here, Nankasa so, and build do, nay be you man here or your election, although your succession, weighing. Into weighing a damana or the by swearing oath, or swear oath, it comes with damn authority, and there are spiritual connotations, but or assume position as a man here. Now, your man if you also you will one on your bubu man, you will be sonful. Normally, you can advisors. Inka president or council of state. In think of mine him so ne 7 advisors, close advisors. Be sonful with the chief and or no account, the Nakobnajan. Momo assignment. I find out by the end of an interview, the Nakobnajan ne be sonful. When you know influential people or work kroma, when you do rely on. Now we're advising from time to time in administering Ednaman. And if you also are your work to fuhin, you want to fuhin at 9 so you're back and ye question him. Asafu funin na supifuna what that's of one anymore. Once we elect one leader, your friend question him, and I also to friend to fuhin. And also as part of Edna state, Nankasanunti. Say, you man here now, I don't know what executive powers. Then, president, executive powers, the BB, and say about legislature. I want to what board more obumano, what she shembre, who just someone in fear, into Yabafa to fool him kahun, or you could son here in the kahun, just say him kahun, and now stool holders, and we busuye bia, whilst some mano, I will get a certain level bia udru there what boy or my hinma obuman into or my hin otumu obuegwa or do to fear bim there one bob warm na mumbuman to not tell my hin as an executive president of what form in the cabinet one of bob one in all areas so to say into one got the hinful what boy na no my hinma obumano na one rules I will play including what take care of a busiasem na what born to my obumano. And you are man for so. You can man for what dorsum. And I say I can man for when you kissy and one was in an nature, watch Ufred and White, but you were pitiful. You were a executionist. When you're a man for executionist, you were state drama. On a simple okay man for when you're anchor, watch a brief feature. Combine him watch a brief feature. Inti once or play role while in fee. There were a sinful, a sinful no one brofocus in Portocus in front of state courtiers. Be on my him be out of hobby. Once we get up man, Bull Rush had a brief feature, we get our mind up money be 1 year sinful. Until 1 year can boma were a man for. Once we will play one role. Now suffer him for so we play one role. Until or your elaborate structure, yawo was you buman. Intina, or my hand as an executive president, so a leader, no traditional leader, no so or them 2 months if you build to build no, to make a mercy. The maybe you may elevate one, or boigua, Inti obanda manana Kweku Amissah no mbozombo a small dasum a man for years na major no so small dasum a man pano write down obanda where there is service there's recognition. That until the man where is the motivation to serve inti no other mo be go mo na yenya nkofo wo so we dwuma no do nto elevate him on chere bia na omam de menyim nyam no as Nguadohen and mob one ma kwanpi do ma we bu man nti sende me yahen na se from na Kweku Amissah the first na ma otinyen
but young trace and for one kasa was source but what grandfather wasn't a boy the made na man small sumeno na na wa hwede na other elevate na ebusiano
na na nkutimpo ya kare yer ko mai binum su tuatu do opeyin kwa mi na Amissah ka ho sindeja ona so ye manka me anto ko konkohin na nyina mo papa akurai na omahinare nyim suma mo papa osumboman see lifelong service na there's a lineage nyina yebo mozen yesuma man in various capacities.
So the name from Okra na as a fantastic there was a monty major there na because what shower no na some social media na fi binum wo ho no na binum ye bit wakaka mo wankasa wope but major then there is in chechiremu as a be for our as a person there ebia na wa na ze but one hwe obi na adwene koyi wo na me ansam no one with this explanation no impanatas
even Amandzeba on a personal level oye na binum huyen wo kroma na ebia adwene akoye de them guy here na them man here na yeah in our own ways yes sha said there yesum edinamano onyendo akaya maka Dr. Nampra ho Elmina Heritage Project Dutch Culture Fund na Urban Solutions oba chrome oba renovate old buildings since all ka ho castle ka ho. It was a big project. I was in Mpuntu Copenhagen Square okay project that project I was part of the management team as a tourism focal point tina me made you money there project worry no we make sure that tourists in Bakroma ikroman for no krom for no ba hotel no what benefit from tourism I'm a brofo no ba one koko he play young role man me set it up the first tourist office as the first tourist focal point I mean as a very young boy Palace Building Committee the first Palace Building Committee obaya what they started Palace Building here and ekundua obusom masisi oba complete I mean John Oba Foundation there was through Kokonodo was started Oba Foundation yes your blog junior high school yes your blog if you say eduko is you contribute in our own ways in so many ways NGO you run various projects yes some also development youth and then of course tour guides are training one as part of Elmina Heritage Project and I'm a lady. I led it with tremendous help from Dr. Nampra as a resource person. Ekafa Nkunachia from UCC, a lecturer at that time. He selected youth from Elmina. At that time, we close to 15. Marcus a personal, me recruiting one, you training one in tour guiding. Yes, you create him. Into any element to mark and see here. Even on a personal level, no, so the next of the menu me on for me crowd.
Right, says Yaminado, I want a young god do him. Obi baby said there, Apra say, you may him from the do now, if you yinya the infusion of the youth na do now one there, yes, I'm Mokaka for fruit near reserve. Until you baby said there, Nana Kweku Amissah the first Nguadohen. this year the menu Yamisha was Ashawi. Ebana as a foffer, and Nazarba at Nestate Ma, Ebana some never come.
What I say, Amandzeba, as in Zamba and as Amandzeba, first and foremost, yeah, exuberance. And we're back at the youthful exuberance, right? Nkofu particularly these days, you know, on Christian soon and Yemen be one pay. But our culture or your duty. Nyama pi wo youth yabano, we look the other way. Until someone has to move forward. Although busy and oh they be munsum. Because until the man in the next 20, 15, 30 years, you know, we will be a people without culture. We'll be a people that are losing an identity. And what a terrible thing that would be. The Nyankasano from our baba after us, you know, when you yan culture. Even now, suffer him for P, a suffer for na in state roles P wa young confuma wunsum. And slowly, you know, it's dying out. On here, it identifies us. Such things, you know, identifying there. In here, you're denafo, here, you're fanciful, here, you're ganaful. Let's say, you two ninagu, that's what beyond from when you know, your kafa Western lifestyle now. You two young. We are not ourselves. We have no identity. Into the first and foremost, you know, Muso position because I felt today it is about time. Indian, I don't know, maybe 40s about Muhusa Maka youth in one. I look youthful, but no, I mean, Makahunti, youth no boost positions of authority. Na wa bua mano in all ways because on my hand I could tell him to me here ejuma no song ejuma no ndefom nti ohiamboa and what better way than young youth you know sir I mean with a little bit of exposure and as you see kakra you able to ya one ultimately you know ednaman and other benefits right nti makadama in accepting this position you know nanka ibi so waji safohen na ibi so we so yim se ibi so ye manya we drew na man role no uso esum na ere nanka together no ya revive yan culture na why fair and then posterity no both back no we haven't lost this we still have it honestly if you are meze years and years of experience managing firms doing engineering, right? Security engineering. My background is in the army, security, international security. And to make exposure, more connections here and there. You know, I intend to bring to bear to sort of push this agenda. Because your agenda on your there, why you're here, no, that's not how I see it. Or it is what you do, what you accomplish, you know, here. Apart from youthful exuberance, they're ready to move, you know, may rally all of my resources, all of the people I know, particularly from Elmina, Ednafon, yan appellation, what's Edna Bucheku. Another version was Bucheku, no, Anke Boba Kachra, there now, yes, sculptors, what Mbaba into Bucheku. But another version is to say, Botrichiko. To be quick to rush to do something or from one what botrico into betray couldn't to me young for them appellation no young from some no friend na you move forward no impaired na man
be no one man dami tradition ta safo na nkeka huina no orukofo and then po akonfa wogina mama no mpo no aya oyeze no nte den ye mo from man meyezi yenenwe hu no wakwaya religion, especially Christianity and Islam. When you say, I'm a Catholic in Yimapa, Mass me a Catholic in Yimapa. And see, I in a position to be woman Ponerica Quaja. Na Ibiuma, I saw when you was a show, and Yankofu when you was a show. Then the Nana position why your better was from Yankopa. In a way, no religion. Upper row no play war. Tradition because one for me no be back there and then you have some be crowd to the case another way who they did the one say e yenda nyamesoma wabi banana na kwaji dem iya no onko Roman asori bio anada obi odwende ma adwen no apa sam na kachre
Amandzeba, this a question now. It saddens me yo mbirpi yehu yen youth na yen mama no na de na say Christianity no particularly Christianity na religion no yen mupi yen tase yen mupi yen tase ye kere yeruko ma mpenye interview obecha but enwuda abrofo no be no nyame pi wo hwa ye ya wan tase echiri na wotase enwu na wo free there yugunsa na yerbompe wo ebia isubi enyima na bibi no choro ya ofra no one go describing idol worship, but it's none of that. Yeah, descriptive people into in BP you pere you identify with the physical object on intrade as also one in the resumen ni nyina wakomanim. It is all about what is within your heart. On here that sort consider na chapel na wo pastor hu there if you chapel dey me na ye safo hinu so intino na then there's no contradiction. One is culture, but ni nyina so your spirituality. Ultimately if you are spiritual, if you attain that level of spirituality now, religion doesn't even matter. When you are elevated spiritually up to a certain point now, you find it won't matter that a Muslim, a Christian, and because once a year, it's constant. Or don't know and it won't matter that you're a Christian and a Muslim, you will still be that virtuous human being. Jesus Christ, no yen. In some, I'm saying America, you for religion and or your culture. Say yet to your culture, China, you have to be at watching. In fact, about the time before, you must struggle with where we are in a rush to throw away your culture. Since you are in the name of modern Christianity, because there is a movement of atheism. Atheism. We say also, especially when we walk with Chibaka also, I'm a Minji Bibianzi. You are either a traditionalist, a Christian, Muslim. You have to hold on to a faith. It's important. You have to hold on to some faith. And again, with that first step, you go the second step, that's spirituality. You attain that spiritual enlightenment. And then that group, Muslim, Christian, it won't matter so much. But going back, say your two cultural identity, it will be easy to also get rid of religious identity, say Christian, because this economic, global economy now, or you're closer and closer, smaller and smaller, it comes with atheism. Into the same haste with which your two culture and tradition will be the same haste about two religious faith watching, and then we would have lost it all. It will make more now you play a role traditionally, culturally, right? And we can still serve God in all these capacities. Sunday Aqua Chapel, when duty calls, as Emeni, as Nguadohen, as Omanhen, as you play your role. Because service role in society or service to humanity. And a service to humanity is one of the virtues. And to say what role play in society, whether culturally, traditionally, not saying yet because you think you're a Christian, you are mistaken, because you are shaking a responsibility. Eventually, it will come back, and it comes back to own faith. To end it all, Macadam, Christianity on here, you're religious people, but here traditional rules on here, because of identifying him, it tells us who we are. It is a way, Amandzeba, Papa, and tell about Safway.
Mebo Ankobia Saf.
Ankobia. Inti, I don't know why. Wasafu, where meeting her. I try there, a bad rally kakra. Oh, you better meeting another time. We'll be here, Bibia. I'm here, won't be. What do you mean, Yado? Your plans, you better make sure they won't be. Inti, Kankra. and you see what beautiful culture and the beautiful people we are.
Nana, what's yet to go to do, but it seems today, Kasampo, you knew. May you sure the Amina age group, your name here, the young from a year, I don't come for Nanaka come home as Safo, Anatina, and the Wakufo. Now, the Mensah, you better me picture because now, no, there's this crop of generation now. Was actually wintry mad, ye, and the crowd said, Nana fa baka, no was one ma when you did there. It is only the traditional churches, Roman Asar, Methodist Asar, Anglican Asar, and other some few traditional churches, and what you done, and some in the na cartoon. Namum, you want Crown Coffee Bioma, more for them and another can want to be, no 1 year more pay. The moon for over the years, was saying one arguing about yen culture, na yen tradition. How do we get those people back? Now, on the walk a big question because if you cry time of festival was where you crusade. And the one ma and Bebuno Quano Crown Poma won't participate. In this kind of situation, what do we do?
Oh yeah, very important issue in areas is here. Oh yeah, one particular thing they be medun home. Other yeshasi from more from or there a lot of it is ignorance. Or ignorance. And then if you hear traditional churches, na Methodist, Catholic Church, and all these churches now, in who there is a difference, right? Because we see the whole thing about their faith. Now they know the common themes all run from maybe the Christian faith through to traditional faith. So you might be able to decipher and teach right doctrine. Yeah, you can do this. Adnam painful people, I know a Catholic folk. Of course, Adna Catholicism, we go a very long way. And it's easy to understand. But the new churches, they won't hear education. You hear education because sometimes the ignorance is laughable. Right? It's, the exuberance, you do so Christians or smaller churches, it gets the better of most of the leaders. Into one yama or fata. Very years and years ago before you been here central government system. Here now not Tuesdays we saw on couple up to one couple or times we also have baka into Mukoni. It had scientific benefit. To this day, Ministry of Fisheries or it was what to Pumbia. They did it long before. It wasn't anything. Oh yeah, baby wasn't there. Wonshia. No Wonshia also had spiritual and scientific significance. Senkofu Nima. Into other Yankasa traditional leaders, you demystify some of the things. And you might be shrouded in mystery. Into nature. If you know your humor, you are bosom summoner, one fan can, but when you get closer, no what oh, really? It makes sense. Not that it demystify it. But now there's a lot of mystery. But sometimes mystery is here because I don't know protect the very institution. And I rely on it and the Wakufo. Now the Mensah, you better me picture because now there's this crop of generation now. Was actually wintry mad, and the crowd said, Nana fa baka. No was one ma when you did there. It is only the traditional churches, Roman Asar, Methodist Asar, Anglican Asar, and other some few traditional churches, and what you done, and some in the na cartoon. Namum, you want Crown Coffee Bioma, more for them and another can want to be, no 1 year more pay. The moon for over the years, was saying one arguing about yen culture, na yen tradition. How do we get those people back? Now, on the walk a big question because if you cry time of festival was where you crusade. And the one ma and Bebuno Quano Crown Poma won't participate. In this kind of situation, what do we do? Oh yeah, very important issue in areas is here. Oh yeah, one particular thing they be medwene ho or they shall see from more from or there a lot of it is ignorance. Or ignorance. And then if you hear traditional churches, na Methodist, Catholic Church, and all these churches now, in who there is a difference, right? Because we see the whole thing about their faith. Now they know the common themes are all run from maybe the Christian faith through to traditional faith, you know. You might be able to decipher and teach right doctrine. Yeah, you can do this. Edna painful people, I know a Catholic for. Of course, Edna Catholicism, we go a very long way. And you know, it's easy to understand. But the new churches, you know, they won't hear education. You hear education because sometimes, you know, the ignorance is laughable. Right? It's, the exuberance, you know, you do so Christians or smaller churches, you know. It gets the better of most of the leaders. Into one yama or fata. Very years and years ago before you been here central government system. Here now not Tuesdays we saw one couple up to them one couple. Or times we also have a baka into Mukoni. It had scientific benefit. To this day, you know, Ministry of Fisheries or it was what to Pumbia. They did it long before. It wasn't anything. Baby wasn't there. Wonshia. No, Wonshia no also had spiritual and scientific significance. Senkofu Nima. Into other Yankasa so traditional leaders, you know, you demystify some of the things. And you might be shrouded in mystery. Into nature. If you know your humor, you are bosom summoner, one fan can, but when you get closer, no, what oh, really? It makes sense. Not to it demystify it. But now there's a lot of mystery. But sometimes mystery is here because I don't know protect the very institution. And you know, I rely on hold the community. You know, yeah, because I see here about 20,000 Armenians or better. Into from time to time, when you're there, your programs, or they explain here culture, you explain here traditions. They explain hence spirituality no better, especially to Mafromano. They start to school. I am here primary school. Mafromano was something about Morocco. Now was in a Namechurch. No, what is it? Benim. You start right from here. Mafromano of Elmina. What school where Nano? One start to one traditional systems. Why this is done? What is the significance of this? Into what all in other words, I say. Then interest. After interest, then willingness. We're willing to participate. What if you are there says that something has to change immediately? Near the whip up. That is one of Nyama Mankasa personally passionate about. How to obia bama ne bibia da yasafunya ko for wasafofo na kabakato ya na bronya hwe last na bronya most oya da pa mi de da hwe wo Facebook enyampafo wo kronsum o man hinan so enyampanyin so ka won ho na wo ye all the traditions all the way nyina. It was a thing of beauty. Kofu botu kwan thousands of miles away wa bohwe with Tieska. Tia touchina only hen golden. Physical gold, but it's gold. What's about 50,000 or is it 20,000 diasporans no back room over the course of Christmas. Until your branding and festivals here. Who stand to benefit a lot.
They'll come and spend here.
They'll come and spend in Elmina. They are two in China. Come no say nyina yetentena wa boring. Iya kuri so na ye be blame on man. Oh bakote na wa say. Bakote na wa ni onya do. Na o ma hin na kusi butu me bakote ya. Ni na so. No all go up and down even funding. Funding for bakote. And the whole organization as it becomes a burden. Amandzeba in America, into saying, you take up your curriculum committee or Ministry of Education, or you to be a review. But you are right. What you be was through how to influence content. because at Neka festivals, you are dead never can use can. No, fit to a fashion, or not back to impose or what did I dance and fit to a fashion. But these are big festivals in Ghana. Or back, very, very first. Well, hand books, you know, you have a tremor from an. It's one thing to work on, and I will assure you that we'll work on it.
Right, so, Banan, or ye Nana Kweku Amissah, the first. I don't know yet, na Nguadohen. Na dodo na so bia na attenzinas one no reka say is that familiar because why are here nti anka enye oye nana Mensah-Dadziebo ana me twa bia Mensah-Dadziebo yes ona yenye reka say sisi anyame na adom na mana ahye na nyimnyam na kodwokonua na na mazanabo na bio no so Nimpy for Muzzle Bunty, Wama washing in Yama, and the Oye Edna Nguadohen, Name Zungomo, or your youthful personality, or they eat them comma, or what you youth knows under Audrey baby, Nampy and Fonoqua. Ye burden. But Edna Brunye, Nana Mbente be ya dibia. Me presenters or one woman in our catch, a mammy one, but my attention and coddle. Was Bibi Besha Brunye na moye in there wasn't there adekum something chede wona wono papa another one mami efimun bibi ka cross mo so jaw tama na za apam shed papa jaw coat na ahye na was a nice floater why wonyom it was so nice beautiful until obi o maybe an papa no ahye e chaw bi na bia ne papa enyu na o chaw na ejan wa so na papa ne chaw na it was so nice. How do we package? Because for youth no ideas. I am paying ideas na kojina or young just float. But people have ideas in America or be very attractive to tourists. But sometimes you need appropriate quarters. Yes, the main ideas in ano. Yes, boko. Inti ende our youthful ya. Yete wasa na yenyuaji. Ye be den na yenye wa ideas. Ye pede yes bo so ye na bakatwe. So yet na bronya your ideas are. How do we bring it? Na ebia once why you pay free. Obodo so do so. The way to mark the ina yezeroko.
In terms of ideas, na kriye ken de masu muhuni. Na onumpo no are very relevant to Edna Bronya because Edna Bronya ye nsangu. Yigu nsama ewu akwofon na no na hianso yetasi wontwe wo fie bia na ya settle. Ya settle ni nyina ewie no yegu nsama yan janom na work on. Ka edo wazimu na kakra wodi john wo so ahye na ze care na because the dead need remembrance. It's one thing yeah overlook. We constantly have to remember them. Because that remembrance, that reverence, feeds their spirit. What someone has until when you forget entirely about them, they become weaker in the spirit world. They become weak, they become sad, right? Imagine that woman, me and Papa, you were so fond, and then you shared a lot of memories. Now suddenly, and believe me, their spirits are there. And then you have no memory of them, nobody remembers them. And I want to say, it's no way, Wumba, wa abandoned. They don't remember you anymore, they don't visit you. You'll be sad. Into remembrance of the dead and revering the dead is quite significant. And that is what Edna Bronya is about. Into them youth one initiative, it has to be commended. No, that you push one. In terms of packaging, also, what's more to amount. A tremendous experience in some of these things. And so, and shout out to Wonka. Now, here there is a standing committee for festivals. Messages today, and you know, my hints are close. We are in constant touch because your platforms be until let us bounce these ideas of each other. Then you how you package in the especially the next bucket, the next Nebrunyano. Or there, all these little ideas, but together, Nina Yazubum, no Uzimu, Nazu push at Nebrunya. I don't think that there is any community will celebrate the new year the way we do in Elmina.
Right, Yaka Yum Crabba, Yeba, other issues I touch on no you be bomb as na ya touch on na me call the yin na Kweku Amissah the first Nguadohen na yin reason come on this time ye festival we ansana yin radio presenters ya ba criticize you and what's BBR's go ponodo because this year na busy in 25 years until ye pede ye call the new face of Elmina nti sesia no nananum hina wa atwisma what can ye hina bo nana another interview asem crop kan de nkabom ye bodda ye hu de ye na first was na atodo nti se kwato bonsu emre no call na ye better cho oye last area na yetum na ya mayemudo the mamizin kan mekano yenye nana Kweku Amissah the first na yenyeneration komo edna Nguadohen na oya brentia obosi OCP sita youthful Augustins ni also kita military background to one kasanyu na chede nyubui no ho aha eyana yena nanim yetwa na adepe na nanam sisi azembre sasa no asasa na nasna meyepen wa hye bi hin oninti sabe ni age ninti no wetu kwano sinti oze nyubui ne zibaka afenenzi no a na wa ya shoko banana sisi ano ebinu monfo won njime bi so anda ntidan kan no school fees sam na rent sam di na zinti nipa na ronya Mensah-Dadziebo na brabo na so yekọ eastern region ko sabi festival na obad time na so yehwe mu de waye na dom wokwa na obi wadna mpo na opedo onye sika na okobi na so obanya yenzima na ye kire yamfa religion and excuse is this kasam na ezi excuse nana ye nyina no ye bede na yetima posa na what's what ye no na wa na ye first mpo je was bezi bakato na o paint down if you bia no what to pay the baba no go paint the ende obi ebu na adwen was a free na be ye den na nde ya bishim because me mpeda wa bredo titu o background yes St. Augustins the wa bredo Augustins of Fumpo in Po, Obishimpo, Festival, the Chiran or Roko. You be then. Now you mobilize the Mudoming now we tumna Waba.
Say, Amandzeba, Edna Brunia, na Edna Bakatui, ne Shishay, na ne planning, na Moko Kamunin, or you're very elaborate, or like, or no mudo. There were various actors, players. Nkofu pi all those you may be for festivals him na hono the organization na no moka kan ho nyina no it takes a lot since ya no bibi aka iskasam ono dam nyame no ma oya bakatori boso na ma he no ho hyehye no because bibi aka iskasam aka free yi da brana ba ya aboda ya no oba expect ro bokwa oda maniska na say so economic situation where when you to skin you chrome papa chrome ayesho we all admit to it but culture and so here that mechano and as I keep saying, you know, it identifies who we are. Without culture, you know, we are nobody. We are people without identity. And it's a easy festival and it's one thing other thing you contribute towards. Right, in terms of identity, you know, festival no play important role into no sacrificial. Our other sacrifice kakra. I feel na kwa wa boso na se nde kuri awo na kita asafo na motu hon franka ya oda koto a misra oda kona koto ade bibia boto ncha na koto nyame ne pene se nhihye a yen nyina ya adweno hon sponsorship papa ba sika papa ba wosu binya wo chafa ebie mpo a franka na koto no inya hwe in terms of monetary benefit no but one of festival na yedaw nkofa abakrom wato eziban na wo girlfriend na we next banu su kon ho no wato ni nyina nti eboko fie na ska wo fie me three festival your business these days aside from cultural and spiritual angles na you protect no it's also a lot of business. This festival no or more business than any other thing Nti eba kroma hotels, beer bars or restaurant, na arts and craft market. One will benefit papa in terms of festivals. Nti edna bakatwe, I can estimate there nipa by extra 5,000 to 10,000 over chrome. Ibidi bakatwe extra less a good estimate about 10,000 people chrome.
Moderate.
Very moderate estimate. Nti then you pay over chrome you but that baby zizi chop bars, beer bars, restaurant, fuel stations, fuel one cars. And here indirectly no obia nye bibi film. Nti say a package in ye. Now instead of one day no, you took me a sustaining activities in over a week. We triple the benefit. Benefit now a longer, more and more people spend. Now all your first one, ni fearful na kasasa, young participating, the more people will participate. Until it starts small, it starts from a piano minor role of a play no, of a play ye. It is traditional duty or a cultural role how they play. Just to protect collective identity. Not to who there, in who ya edna funyi. In wapatampa for you warbo, a china who ye edna fun workers. I shall not interquafu who you ma. I am fair. Obi an cultural edna funyi. It identifies you and there is a lot spiritually and culturally to know that to be identified as a group of people. Also, the very people who benefit during Bakatoy and Onibrunyano, they are reluctant to contribute. No reluctance. Who say be a one tassy ye, another and Shishenu ye, another festival time was a binuma diskebi, another. It's all. Excuse my French. It's all. Manka. It's what my young echo baby. Every household contributes. Every businessman will contribute to the festival. Will contribute to branding. There are young media, social media men will chroma other will broadcast, other will brand the festival. No, you don't wait for some money because at the end, you will benefit.
Exactly.
If you have a social media handle. One is a pedia, wo likes na wo links na YouTube wait to wakawa, you do it well. In a project, the festival, a project at Naman, in the end, the benefits will come. Maybe the festival nanka yacha levy, restaurant beer and two dam, beer bars won't you simple 1 year, and then there's accountability for the funds. It organize a beautiful festival as it is now. Yamaya don't yenya sponsorship also. The more beautiful it gets, the more sponsors will line up. Exactly. To come in. Into my yard depends on the sponsorship baba. Initially, what are you contribute?
But I think there, Nana, one thing I mention from there. Sometimes a festival and again is another MTN. What's for sponsor now? But what's the 50,000, 100,000? When I there was 100,000 now, manana. When you be put out of them a lot, one was to be a book hotel. Was be a publicity to a daily seminars. On the work album, the work and see, but what a quantum now. You can mano, wagon eye, and then is casca. Not by Gianzica case, so was our county. I think there one also problem cacao with time. Nah, and coffee brain also were reluctant to contribute today. What's one and one for one and phone? Because one task they use the bacatui. Not Pobina assassin or your one and another. Nobody will be there in Crawford. Or just specific say Tuesday is definitely one couple, but Saturday no po. Now you go compass no. So the next number is from there. I want Pobe Mameza. Ye na ye but it seems today. Nanam so well because echo other jurisdiction Namna way echo a wafan and an approach in same as some kushia. I hope on you the words the festival. Ebakade Kobo store and now soon put there Eroko farm. There be and qua wobobo kobo for walk in fee. Oh, these are the drastic measures, sir. But it seems there and do one of the Democrats are you move on pair bakato in for baby oroko. want to want for drastic measures being bar yeba parties because nyimpa nankasa na or against and also no watch by yerota. And so the same person is talking against as a year. So to baby so a month for no so what don't want them no so what's the drastic measures be too it's work a casaba by yana man for no one yanafa.
I was when you as a action man, absolutely. When I as a military tactics about Hawker, but I agree with you. Although to baby now, you insist, you know, and none years in any disform. Na in Shabby or my in the base one year, I tell you, with your opinion for at no community, you know, our structure, and I see Siana. Liberal in as into a memory, you see, no, you've been put on Webus, you are not down chapel. Sorry, Anabi, which is worrisome. But in Kabush, painful, you know, was your mamma him. In Tawi, if you fear him, na Bibiru Quachua. Ama him, but sanction Webus, your opinion. Now we put you to order. There is that structure, but see, no, in Yama, you're overlooking Yama P. But still, I think we have that authority. I don't mind what them authority now. I hope bad will whether you move or you do not move. We can what's that numbers and also you know, we need to overlook some of these things. Now you insist them I can because Saturday you have to them na say a toner yacha obi etu and pepper and you must pay. And I know this happens in a lot of other areas. Oma or your fancy we admire what's going on somewhere. But in Yankasa, more than ye may add the Fiono, the Emperor, because it be yet on support. Now, I mean, but it's complicated, very complicated. I know since the last time my call within this structure, things aren't as simple as we think it is. By him fear, more kodo, what is going on. It's very complicated, but we need to uncomplicate it. Now you make sure that, especially in festivals, you know, you improve. Because it is a gold mine. A gold mine. Say yeah. Amandzeba also the man. Say yeah ma sponsors abo chroma.
Na embribia yawo radio bi wo gwe. Yeah ma zani ye no. Na companies are town. When I will rush to the radio station, what advert at that time, because the demand is high. In Alabama price also, because Nippon Alban there station ama festival na there. Into opera station, what will put that on the road. Until Ebaza what you want city, as not two cities. I think it's in order, but Nana, I think the young discussions, one of the in Zaman Coffee reason that sometimes so one of what GG seek on behalf of the traditional council. A lot of people do not have faith in them. You understand? Me sure that we a modern man. You understand? Sometimes obi bejiska white there. Me bejiska na mankasana. Inyi mabra bawa nanti. I feel that the accountability won't be there. I think that one share one also. If say a company being a one as contract, you bring fine ladies, fine gentle guys now what town now who get a receipt. Member man watch your location, watch your within that. Sometimes people feel there, especially with the drivers. Nkofu je chaposka wajiji wonska. Ufu the no nipa no just can hanya accountable to the money in as a wadun bibiti. Measure be there abdomen. One share the men's man. Na ye man a good face. Na a month na wo pede ubetum na wa contribute no. Wetuma contribute. Nana yes nkomo bebre. Ebia there are some areas bioma wa komom na pede tacha. Mimbi samfong. Nti mama minute kakra na for retail weteo pa na bibia oda wa komodra epede yin na na for ye boa na yetum ye peja so ye festival no so ye nkabom so ye bibia oda wa komodra so that you have to share with union more etna
na mada edna fo nyina se edna bro nyen wonyina wa baka ho fiefie wako akrodo ibia ya fine dam na ya hwehwen dam na wo mayen afibia amwa fe na modama komodo papa na ze hodoso ne nyina yede na fu nyina ye beye kor na ya tell no man hin nature na hen festivals hen culture hen tradition moda obiebia oye bia awa Saturday basis afo hen no na abia no ho no dro watching one na aye awa fata supino na hwe awa order to franka no ato na hen mo from no so yan kire ho mo from no ho education especially because never say I tell you it will be through education or them from when education ya hwe ne papa you go school no wo suazen wo suya so na ye kire ho ne fiezim so ka ho ko school ko suaza you push on education wo kokana wo be fie wo be fie so a ende ehwe edna ye new site pi ekopeshi na roko archbishop we a oyankofo asabi wa ko school we dukana eja wenye adwuma papa bia ya wo sisi dan wo krom mo krom ye fe o je adwuma ba krom isi adwuma you set up shop you read them na edna num puntai we cannot achieve this without education na structure and so if you was so srawan on char bakatoi baba edna bakatoi July my yen start a yen bosses here. Our every month be as 20 cities bottle. Now I'm bearing also watch a tour also could you was it. Am I 2 years I organize like a train more I fe chrome I do. My hoko abba chrome be a bamobia so yan chafa who is a manutum or when yama tonim or be bibia Timesre Korea na bibiara yebeye yedeba support medna our fan campaign for no. Omeyi nyina yinsom ya dan na Amandzeba ya bibisam da na wo efu abodwa na ahemfu wufu abodwa. He was a young man. It was quite an interesting question, but it is one to obisan honestly out of ignorance. Bibi anyu ochere on him and into minfu abodwa na ehwe na Kwame Nansa. So you read the one Portuguese author echo your library of Portugal. The first account of Nguadohen of Elmina no na what describe na Kwame Nansa ne appearance. No ochere we fu abodwa ma the sreba nyina o da hihya abodwunum or elaborate hair. Untwa sakora bi. Nkofo mfu hwi nti wonja hwi. Nti ahemfo the culture on static or a dynamic and it is with that dynamism no na yebutum yakwenye enyim ye improve into with that short session may educate young man ma we na nanyu age he walked away with something into ye na yenyim bibin yenyim history yenyim culture yenyim bibin wo ma yen chure bi no so ama watase we would on ya bosomoze on ye e chere bia na obatase ye ama next time no so we tum wa then wa join into say nyim bibi for na ho nyim significance of insagubi and now asafu bi will pay akatakete na chere ye and actual bofran actually we yanko on tasen it is part of demystifying the whole thing because a bibi a mystery na unsipi one tasa it is difficult there about join inti no Amandzeba moto amawaso na menyime da nyanka ebo oye sessions about history won kodo da ma ezibi baka ho a na ezibi aka ho oya kusum bi a ya chechirem yi a ya chechirem obi atase obi a participate na ye keep an identity as ednafo okay edna Kweku asankuma katakranka brochiri kakra yi ho anko ekoso a emba beautiful appellation ne brofo it can translate into brofo. See, I'm from your brofo. How many people know the English translation?
English, no. Upon catch them for the first time.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. It's them what can be true. I was actually be because now you have beautiful history, your beautiful culture, beautiful tradition, and of course beautiful people. Inti say ye bijin there ye tutu nyemo bigwa na ye say he has a papa. Inti Amandzeba was some dawasi and you bring on the years in common fine.
Right. Inti yenye nana Mensah-Dadziebo ono nyene Nguadohen ono na mepede ihu bioma na voice no why you do me nyim na zinye nana Kweku Amissah the first Nguadohen of Elmina nana kojokoni so yebada wase the itumna ashe yembrada inyonyama otedam which is the Oshaye hina crying the Yaboson. sanda mpo yenya ho mfaso a ɔkyene bi na yɛ mɔfo ma bi yenya no ho mfaso nti wɔn yi na yɛn so ma edna man edna ɔnyɛ nyimpa ba akɔ fata na na kɔ ne na nkɔte yɛn nyinaa yɛ kaboma na edna man ɔyɛ edna man ɔne ti yɛ da wɔn ase so dɛ na na wosa agye atum dɛ ɛbɔson na mejuzi menyim dɛ so ne ze ɛbɔson ma wayɛ kama ma wahyɛ mbebu nyinaa no efe lot na mbebu nyinaa yɛ fe nti yɛde yɛn support better which na yɛn first test be bakate ya ɔde yɛn n'enyimi yɛtumi ya yɛm wayɛ fɛ no we da no kra nyi na youth na yɛreba nti sɛ ahyɛ mo nkran ɔdam kɔhwɛ ma asafa so ɔbɛkyem safo hina
that's right
wɔn kyem na monko wɔn bɛkyem
na yɛbɛba bɛkyem bɛka jɔn wɔn bɛkyem
right titi yɛbɛda ase bring you hɔ yɛbɛda ase wɔn a wɔpɛ dɛ ɔfrɛ no yɛsrɛ wɔn bebree wɔntumi amfrɛ wɔn fɛ nkyɛn ebia nyame yɛ adom nde nyibiri 7 o'clock yɛbɛbɔ repeat of the interview no yɛsɛ wɔn sɛ yɛsrɛ nzama bebree wɔm ti nyame yɛ adom 7 o'clock no na yɛtie no so dɛma yɛtie no na kɔnua no sɛ na yɛtie so from Amandzeba nyame yɛ adom a yɛbɛsa sɛ hyia